I was so sleepy, but I couldn't stop reading it. But I absolutely am enjoying this book. I am loving the combination of these characters, which I haven't felt for two characters in a long time. Boxing to do, so I'm really excited about that. I cannot deal with this book. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Here's another bookish video for you. I have some reading updates and then we're gonna move on to the reading portion of this video. So let's get started. First of all, let's talk about the book I just finished. I finished it yesterday, but let's talk about it. It is Mahabharata by C Rajagopalachari, and I liked this book. It really had a lot of things that I didn't already know, and the chapters in it are super short, so I really like it. There's like different chapters for different characters and what happened with them, so that was really good. And the bad part is that the binding of this book is so bad. After I got this book, after I was reading it and the pages were coming off, like I saw that there were a lot of reviews on Amazon regarding the quality of this book. So that was kind of disheartening because I just read it for the first time and this is how my book has turned out. Every time I was reading it, I was trying to put it back together. I haven't read Mahabharata by anyone else, so I don't know how real the facts are in this, but a lot of things that I learned from this I did see people talk about, so I think there is truth to this book. And also there are some lines that have been written by, like, it is written as and the poet said this, so it's really good to have a conclusion to everything that we have been reading, and there are some lessons and tidbits here and there. I didn't start it this year because I was reading it with my mom every day, like a few chapters every day, so it took us a while to read it because it is 444 pages. Like after that it is just glossary about the characters. This author basically has, you know, Ramayana and Bhagavad Gita as well. The Ramayana I could have got from this author, but I already bought it from Gita Press, so I'm gonna read that one. So it's a good book if you want to read about the Mahabharata and are excited about the story portion, because it has a lot of things that we don't generally know of. And yeah, there's the language in it isn't bad. So I know a lot of authors, while writing religious texts also, they are writing just a lot of absurd words, and this doesn't have that. And I like it for it because I read it with my mother, and there is nothing that you can't read with anyone of your family, and it can be read by children, but the themes that are going on are a little bold and, you know, mature, so just make sure about that. So this was a little review on this book. Let's talk about a book that has put me in kind of a slumpy situation. It's none other than Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. I am struggling. I feel like I have been reading this book for ages and haven't gotten anywhere to finishing it. I still have, like, I am 58% into it, and I feel like I have read a lot now and I want to be done with this book. But the major part of Sarah J. Maas' writing, which is the end portion of her books, is the main thing. But I feel like I have read enough. This book is dragging. I don't like that. Like by this point, like 58% into it, I should have been wanting more, but I'm reading hundreds of pages each day and I still haven't gotten far enough to be wanting to read this book. I was enjoying the story. I am still enjoying the story, which, by the way, this book I was enjoying more from the very beginning, which is not to be said for the other books in the series. But this book is taking me time, because even though I'm rushing to finish this, because, you know, I want to finish the entire series by February, so I'm trying my very best to finish this, which also correlates with the thing that I want to finish it faster. And secondly, I feel like I have been reading for a bit and still haven't gotten around to finishing. Like these two points are combining and making me very, you know, I just don't want to read this book. I am not going to, because yesterday I kind of came to this conclusion that I was forcing myself to finish this book, finish, Throne of Glass, and it isn't good for my mental health, and I have to, take it slow. So, this is how I've been feeling reading this book. The storyline is engaging. There are some new characters that we are following and we are sympathizing with. I am not sure I like the situationships that are going on, because I have seen a lot of them from the starting of this book, and I want to get more to the political side rather than such strong romance build up. Like, that is what I'm here for the intricate fantasy portion, and that is why I am liking this book, but not as much as I anticipated. So that is what is slowing me down, guys. I was so sure that I will finish this book by tomorrow, but now I don't want to pick it up. And if I will force myself even further after knowing that this is an issue, I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna burn myself out, and I don't want that, because then I'll be even delayed to finish the series, which now my motivation is not to finish the series but enjoy it as well. And I'm gonna take my time with it, although there is a lot of time for February to end, which, by the way, this February has 29 days. So I'm really excited to see how far I get into the series, but I'm not going to pressurize myself. I say this out loud because I want to manifest this feeling that you don't have to rush. I can enjoy the book slowly better. So that is what I'm going to do with this book. We're gonna read multiple books in this vlog. I'll keep updating you guys on what books I'm reading and how I feel about them. So it's going to be really interesting. Let's put this one down, and yeah, let's talk about what I'm in the mood for, because I have seen a lot of reviews on Iron Flame, and I got it. I shared my short video when I was opening the package I received it in, so make sure to check it out. It's an absolute beauty. So I don't know what is happening, but my camera is just not helping, and it is going into blurry mode again and again. So I'm sorry about that. I did talk for 5 minutes straight and didn't realize it because it is facing me and I can't see, but I'm gonna talk about it again in short. So I was talking about Iron Flame and how I am so excited to be picking this book up, and there's another book that is on my TBR which I want to read because it is super short and I will be done with it in no time. I'm already 30 pages into it and I'm liking it. It is funny. It's not keeping me on edge. It's about Kanan, who is a housewife, and there's a corpse that turns out in her neighborhood, and she herself wants to take things in her own hands and see for herself what happened. So this book is funny. The writing is very melodramatic and has a lot of metaphors, which is the case with Frederick Backman's writing. I DNF'd Anxious People by him because of that style of writing, which I wasn't enjoying because it takes away the plot completely. This is what is happening with it. Like, even though I've read 30 pages, it doesn't make me want to finish this book, but I have owned this book for ages and I am having a good laugh here and there with it. So it's going to be a very quick read. I'm gonna read this one and Iron Flame. I renamed this book. It is The Reluctant Detective by Kiran Manral, and we're gonna see what other books we pick up because I don't want to stress myself out to read certain books. I'm gonna follow my mood and we'll see where it takes us, but I'll be reading multiple books in this video, so you are going to have a good time. This book is so funny. I'm having the best of my life here. They found another dead body at the same spot. I'm going to read this book for a while and update you guys later. I'm 34 pages into it and I'm really liking it. Like, I think I was just pressurizing myself so much to finish Tower of Dawn that I lost interest in reading any of the books. But now I'm having so much fun reading this book, and I will update you guys later when I have some more thoughts. Hey guys, so it is the next day and I have a few minor updates. So I did read a bit of The Reluctant Detective by Kiran Manral, and I I do enjoy it when I'm reading it. It is super funny, but the plot isn't moving fast enough for me to, finish it in one sitting or be a quick read. And because of that reason, I'm not too far into it. I thought I would enjoy the mystery aspect of it, and I am intrigued, but it hasn't kept my interest. Although I thought that I would be done reading it by tomorrow, it is not super fast, so it is taking me time. And other than this, I started a book last night. It is a romance book. It is a super clean short romance book, and while I'm trying to sleep, I tend to read books that make me happy and not think too much. So I read Bewitching the Hockey Captain by Susan Clinton, and I'm really liking it. The female main character in this book is a witch, and she just stumbles upon a phone who belongs to our male love interest, and it is super funny. We go into detail about how she feels about being a witch and how it is to deal with people. And then we have our golden retriever male main character who talks too much, but I absolutely am enjoying this book. I am loving the combination of these characters, which I haven't felt for two characters in a long time. So I'm really liking it. And besides that, I do have a book that I thought I would not read in this vlog, but I also read a bit of Tower of Dawn. I know I said that I would take it slow, and which I am. I'm not forcing myself to finish it, but I am absolutely interested in figuring out things, and that is why I've kept Iron Flame on the side burner. Yes, I am excited to read it, but these two worlds are completely different and completely same in the case that they are fantasy. So I don't know when I will be reading it in this vlog or not. I was pretty sure that I would, but now I'm not sure. But I will talk about other books which I'm enjoying, so don't worry about that, even if I do or not read that book. Okay, so we were talking about this. Like, I am intrigued, but there are these two sides that we are following, and although I'm interested in both of those storylines, I get a little bit confused. The chapter switch and changing the sides just catches me off guard. We are completely made to go from here to there. And also, just like in Hero Fire, like there were so many new characters in that book and different storyline. In this one also, there is a lot of world building and things are revealed, and some points or some previous characters are used to create more storyline, which I'm conflicted about because I don't know if they were needed or not. By 5 books, 1 2 3 4 5, yes, by 5 books already into the series, I think the characters and the world building shouldn't have shifted, but it is now. And although I'm not enjoying it as much because of leaving my comfort zone of having some favorite characters already in my heart, I am really excited to see how the story wraps itself. So that are what my thoughts on this one. I will now update you guys when I have at least reached 75%. I'm still like 62 or 63%. I'm not reading the physical book because it was getting so hard for me to hold this book and read, because even the font is super short, and like it is super heavy. So I'm reading it on my Kindle. I don't have any bookmark in here. Now that the pressure is off, I really am enjoying this book. Hey guys, so it is the next day. I did manage to read a lot last night, and that is what I'm going to update you on. And then we have an unboxing to do, so I'm really excited for that as well. Let's talk about the books I've been reading. First of all, I did reach 50% mark in Bewitching, the Hockey Captain by Sasha Clinton, and to be honest, I feel like the build-up was so good, and now the story is just rushing in my opinion, which I'm not having a good time with, but I am excited to see how this book ends. So that is all what's keeping me going. Not liking the characters as much as I did before, because there is some miscommunication, and no matter what the reason, I just hate that thing so much in books, where you guys are just not understanding each other or not being expressive about your feelings. It's just messy, so I just don't like that. Will probably be done by that book by tomorrow. It's a very short read, but I'm taking my time with it because I pick it up whenever I feel like I need something fluffy and fun for a little while. But I'm excited to see how that book ends. And then last night I did read Tower of Dawn, and I'm super excited to see how this book ends as well. I picked it up at 12 a.m. I was reading till the time that my eyes were like, and I was so sleepy, but I couldn't stop reading it. I pushed myself even further and did manage to read 4 chapters, which is, by the way, 50 pages, I guess. But at that time, 50 pages are a lot. I was enjoying every single minute of it, so I'm really excited to see how this book concludes as well. I've heard that people cry, and I am just ready for it. Just this portion of this book is left, and I am pretty sure that I would be done by this book by tomorrow as well, because although I plan to read full day today, but now is the only time that I'm getting to read, and I will probably read 100 or 150 pages till the night time, and then read the rest of it tomorrow. So I'm really excited for that. I don't know how we are gonna feel about this, but I will record my reactions to the last pages of this book. So I'm really excited for you to see my reactions and see for myself how I feel about this book and rate it, because right now it's sitting between 4 or 4.25. I'm not sure if it's going to stay that way. This is about this book, and yeah. Okay, so now let's get to the unboxing bit. Can you guys guess the book? Because it is by Sarah J. Maas, but you can't guess it because it is the second book in the series. And I got into the hype. I got into the hype of Sarah J. Maas and Crescent City. So I wanted to read Crescent City after Throne of Glass, and now I feel like I should read ACOTAR first, because everyone has suggested me to read ACOTAR first, since it, spoils something for House of Sky and Breath. So that is, I guess, what I'm gonna do. But I really want to read Crescent City after the release of House of Flame and Shadow. Like, I was super duper into the series. I didn't really feel like I would read Crescent City because it has a lot of mixed opinions. Either people like it or either people don't. So I was not sure if I will read that series, but now I am. I ordered the first book in hardcover. It is going to arrive next week, so I can't include that book in this video, but I did get the second book in paperback and I received it early. It is such a floppy, thick book. So I really am excited to see what this book has in store for me. I can't really read the back because it's gonna spoil things for me, but I'm so excited to read this book. Did buy this book in paperback because the hardcover version of it wasn't available, and I wanted to go into the second book as soon as I finished the first one. So that is my only reason that I bought this version. And I am so happy that the font isn't too small and not too light as in my Throne of Glass books, which I absolutely hate, because even though this book is chunky and holding it is a tiresome job, but the font also just isn't very apt. But I'm satisfied with the font of this book, and although I liked the second cover better, but it is what it is. I'm really excited to get into the series. Let me know if I do need to read Akotar, because I already own that series but I haven't read it. I have owned it for years now. I did get Throne of Glass and Akotar together, but I finally read one of them, so I'm happy about that. Just let me know that if I can pick Crescent City and not spoil a lot from Akotar. That is what I'm asking, because I'm really wanting to read this series. So I will probably unbox the first book in the Crescent City series, which is House of Earth and Blood. Yeah, that is what it is. So I will open that book and show you the hardcover version, how it looks, if you don't already own it and want to see, because I always, whenever I'm buying hardcover books, I'm always checking for people to show me how it will look because I don't want to hate my book, so I already go on YouTube or Google and search for books with and without their dust jackets and how the hardcover version looks, because I don't want to invest in books if I don't end up, feeling like they are worth investing. So that is all for right now. I will see you guys when I'm about to finish Tower of Dawn and I have the last thoughts, and when I'm done with my KU read. So I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, good morning. It is the next day and your girl has been reading this book. I am just not ready for it to end. I just read 59th chapter, the ending line. I just felt so many emotions, and chapter 60 as well. This book is making me feel, and I'm just not ready to leave the comfort of this book and move to another storyline. I don't know if I can deal with these many emotions. Like, I still have this chunk left, which is not much by the way, but I'm not ready for this book to end. There are a lot of things happening, a lot of things making sense now, and the storyline is going to completely shift in the next book, so I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. I know I wanted to finish this book as soon as possible, but now that I am really into the lives of these characters, I don't want to read about anyone else. And I personally chose to read this book first and Empire of Storms later, so I still have a whole lot of storyline at the same time happening as this book was. So a lot of things are gonna get changed and I'm gonna see those characters now and not these ones. So I'm really disheartened, because that is something that someone in chapter 60 is also talking about, that they are gonna leave some things behind. So it's not a spoiler, I'm being vague and you can't really guess it. So we're gonna finish this book and I'll update you later. I cannot deal with this book. If you want to know what page I'm on, it is 594 and I smeared my liner. Let's get back to reading this. So hey guys, so it may seem like no time has passed for you guys, but it is currently 7:30 now and I have been reading this book because I didn't get any time earlier and I had to go to work. So I'm pretty tired now, but I only have 10 pages left, so I think I should give my reactions over the ending. Everything is just wrapping up and all the loose ends are coming together. Like, I am having the best time of my life reading this book. Now I am actually ready to move on to another storyline because like this has wrapped up so nicely. I still have 10 pages. Let's read that together, shall we? So currently I'm on page 647, and the thing that just happened, it is so nice. Like, I am just so happy for these characters. A new character that got introduced in this book, I didn't like him as much as I am now. His dialogues at first were very cringy, but now like he is hitting the mark. I want that for me. I finished Tower of Dawn. Ending was a bit confusing, like everything wrapped up and then there was the scene that I couldn't understand what was happening, which I know pretty much will be explained in the later books. So I'm really excited to see what that was. And I don't have a rating for it, but it would be pretty much 4.25 or 4.5. I will let you guys know here. And also, I wanted to tell you guys that I DNF'd this book. Like, it got super dull, and the characters and their storyline, everything just wasn't as good as the first fourth of this book, which I really enjoyed. But after 66%, I couldn't go on and I DNF'd it. So, there is that. And I would not be reading any more books for this vlog since I just want to, feel this book. Reading this book has been a journey, and you guys have been with me for the most part. So I think this is going to be the end of this vlog. I hope you guys still enjoyed it. I'm not in the mood to read The Reluctant Detective, the book that I was reading before, and now I will be reading Empire of Storms. I will see you guys in my next video whenever that happens. I'm so sorry I'm not looking put together. I washed my hair today, but they don't look like washed, and also I am super tired, so I didn't want to dress up and everything. So I think you can excuse me on that. Okay, alright, I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, goodbye.